Hey guys, I'm Angelo, and here's Adam.
Hi, my name's Adam Wong, and we're both the students at Cal State University Long Beach, and we're here to discuss about the religion of Islam. We just want to give you guys a brief overview, maybe some things you guys never heard about or don't know about. So just want to start off with talking about Muhammad. He's the key figure in all of this. He was first born in 570 AD in Mecca, Saudi Arabia. And Islam was first revealed to Muhammad by Angel Jibril in 609 AD. And what's significant about this, he didn't just learn about Islam in just 1, 2, maybe 3 years. It was a span of 23 years. And that was first 13 years was in Mecca, and the next 10 years was in Medina. And with this information, Muhammad was able to spread this all across the land up until his death in 632 AD. However, even with the death of Muhammad, Islam certainly didn't die, as you guys all know. I mean, Islam is the fastest growing religion in the world at the moment. After his death and many of his companions, his teachings were compiled into a book known as the Quran. And the Quran was not first made into a book right away. It was actually ideas from his companions that were memorized and then later made into a manuscript. And then with this manuscript, it became what we now know as the Quran. And the Quran is actually the law of Islam and is what every Muslim is required to learn and follow. And there are 4 main ideas behind the Quran: monotheism, prophethood, conduct of a Muslim, and the afterlife. With monotheism, it's just simply the idea of one God. Prophethood just talks about the stories of multiple prophets. It may be Muhammad or any of the messengers before him. The conduct of a Muslim just tells about how a Muslim should act or properly serve God. And last but certainly not least is the afterlife. A Muslim is very wary of what the afterlife has in store for him or her, and they do whatever they can in order to prepare for that. And then just real quick, I just want to mention a couple interesting facts that you may not know. Jesus is mentioned more times in the Quran than Muhammad is, and he's named Isa, and he's mentioned 25 times versus Muhammad that's mentioned 4 times. And this is really significant because a lot of people don't know that Islam is closely related to Christianity and even Judaism. So it actually shows a link between Christianity and Islam, and by showing that Jesus is in fact acknowledged by Islam. 10 rewards are received for each letter read in the Quran. That's just to show the significance in reading the Quran, how important it is to read it in everyday life by a Muslim. And last but not least, it's written in various languages. A lot of people think, oh, it's only written in Arabic, even though Arabic is the main language and the first language that it was written in, obviously. There are many languages that's written in around the world, say Korean, Mexican, like any significant worldwide language you can think of. And I'll let Angelo talk about 5 pillars and some stereotypes.
Hey guys, it's me, Angelo. So basically, what's in the Quran, there's stuff like principles and what's in it. So basically, it's based on these 5 pillars, which is the equivalent to, say, the 10 Commandments in Christianity, Catholicism, or Protestant. Not really that specific. Not sure about that. But anyway, as the 5 pillars are Shahada, which is basically testimony of faith, basically declaring there's one God and Muhammad's our prophet, and saying, hey, I am Muslim that way. And then Salah, which is prayer, basically means that you're required to pray 5 times a day at dawn, noon, mid-afternoon, and then sunset and dusk or night. And then third one is zakat, which is charity. Basically, if you are able to, A good Muslim will always give charity to those in need or who needs it, when they can give it. Fourth one is swam, which is fasting. Is basically you want to have self-control and fast and just reduce your temptation during the month of Ramadan or the holy weeks of Ramadan, which is again maybe if to compare it to Christianity or something else is like Lent. And then finally, Hajj is this holy pilgrimage to the holy city of Mecca, which is on the picture right there. You are required, or it is a must if you are able to in your life, once in a lifetime. And then finally, I don't want to say favorite part, but most interesting part is stereotypes, because from what we know in the public is that, or general consensus after 9/11 or all these other terrorist attacks is that, Muslims are, bad people, or, they're very violent and all of these things, they're anti-Western. But the stereotypes there, first of all, is all Muslims are Arab. That's basically not true, because about 60% of Muslims are from like Asia, like Southeast Asia, India, Indonesia, Thailand, Cambodia, etc. So the only reason why you see that on there is because basically it's on the news, and what you see on the news is probably what you'll think of at first sight. Or again, if you only see the fact that Muslims or the Arab Muslims on the news and you don't hear anything else, of course you're going to assume that. Now the second one is all Muslims hate Jesus, which is obviously not the case. As Adam said before, if Jesus is mentioned way more in the Quran than Muhammad is, and basically one of their higher prophets and whatnot. Third one is intolerance towards other religions. That's not necessarily the case, because I remember reading in a book, there's this, in the city, King Umar, he basically Islam was the main religion, but there was other religions that are allowed to stay, and they also had different court systems. The only problem there was maybe back in its time, because again, it's just different standards during the time, is that they were second-class citizens, but it was all right to say practice Judaism or believe in Zeus or Christianity or something like that. And finally, the last one is that we all hear that word jihad. It doesn't mean evil, it just means struggle. And basically, struggle, there's different types of jihad. The highest being struggle within oneself, like that you want to find your inner tranquility or zen, compared to jihad with others, which is like war and stuff. And basically, jihad within yourself, that struggle, is way more important overcoming that than jihad with others. And the final thing is, if I can give you something out of this and Adamize that, it's probably not the best thing to do when you hear something about, say, different religions, cultures, or anything else, is maybe research it first, or look into it. I guess that's the end of it.